take projection.
Welcome everybody to Taking on Sports. I am TD. That is Greg. Greg, how you been, man?
Man, I'm pretty good. How you been?
Pretty good, man. And good Mardi Gras this week. Good couple weeks for Alabama hoops.
Yeah. 6
A
wins in a row.
fun, yeah, right. Fun week for the Winter Olympics to wrap up. Just a good week, for sports in general and everything we talk about. So let's start. Let's start with our guys in Crimson, the hardwood. Like you said, 6 wins in a row, have responded really well to that loss down in Gainesville. This week, of course, that insane double overtime victory over Arkansas. Last week, we saw them.
I don't think I've been the first time all season where I've been so I watch every game, but that was the first where I really got that emotionally invested. Where you're really, oh my god.
Yeah, I was about to say,
their workout.
I think that was the first time I jumped off the couch for during a basketball game this season. So yeah, it's that time of year.
A lot of emotions all throughout it.
Last week, of course, they went into Oxford, beat Ole Miss, took care of South Carolina at home on Saturday. Like we mentioned, a crazy game. And then yesterday, went down in Baton Rouge, got a tough win over LSU team that was shooting really well. LSU team at the bottom of the standings, but they play hard, and they were shooting really well last night. But like we said, Tide got their 6 in a row. Let's go back to that Arkansas game real quick, though. Just insane. 35 from LeBaron Philon, a double-double from Aiden Sherrill, and then, of course, did it all despite forgetting his first name now, but Acuff from Arkansas dropping damn near 50. What did he finish with, 49? 46? Something like that? 40. But getting up there just could not stop the kid. I
just knew at the end of regulation when they got the ball back at the last, that he was going to hit that. I was like, I was just waiting for him to hit it and go out a winner. I just knew that was going to happen. But
yeah, you just kept worrying because we did a little comeback, then got kind of a 9-point lead at one point, something like that. Opened it up, and then Arkansas came right back. Just a great game back and forth in Coleman Coliseum. And outlasted them in overtime. Still down to the very last play, too. A ghost block on that putback dunk.
Yeah, even on the last thing, they missed right at the rim.
So a little bit of luck in that, but hey, you'll take it. And then, like we said, got the 6th straight win down in Baton Rouge yesterday and Saturday. So yeah, I'll tell you what. As part of this win streak, the main takeaway I have from it is, obviously, I mean, we don't have to talk about Alabama's offensive efficiency and prowess under Nate Oates. We already know we're gonna, 3rd, ranked scoring offense in the country. We know the offense is there.
18 games over 90 plus or something.
Something insane, yeah, just insane. Also, I believe they've won 9 straight overtime games under Nate Oates, something crazy like that, 8 or 9. But the takeaway from this, few weeks, this 6-game winning streak, is that the defense is still a worry. Alabama's offense means that we can make a deep run in the tournament, but our defense means that we're also susceptible to a first-round upset. When some small conference team gets hot. So the defense is still worried. That's still a problem. They've been playing a little bit better, but not great. Obviously, like we said, someone just dropped 46 on them. So no one drops 46 on you if you're playing good defense at the moment. But
yeah, same time, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, one of the part of that.
If we hadn't had great defense, he's probably still getting 20-some. But yeah, but yeah, definitely. Worrisome, but at this point, it is who we are. We know who we are. It's either we're pretty much at the point where we sink or swim.
Yeah. But I will say, the counter to that is that while the defense is still worrisome, the hustle is back. they
playing
that
hard.
blue collar basketball, something that we had talked about a couple times this season so far. Yeah, it seems like that the heart is lacking from the team. That usually that hustle intensity is there,
Yeah.
for Nate Ut's squads, but it's back.
They got
These
after it
couple
after that
weeks,
Florida game. Like it clicked. Something clicked.
yeah, and sometimes you hate for it to take that, but that little
That's
stretch where they had the loss to Texas, lost to Tennessee, and then culminating with that just blowout down in Gainesville.
yeah.
Guys like Houston Millette, he's really the driving force of it, man. He is our latest, just absolute hustle guy.
Absolutely.
That is the motor of the team. He's the one that gets everybody else going.
Absolutely.
But everyone else is buying on it. You see guys diving on the floor for balls now. Everyone, big men getting down, guards, everyone getting tough, tussle. You've seen a lot more effort on the offensive board now, trying to get second chances. A
Aiden
little bit better.
Sherrell becoming a damn star. Like
I was
that
about to
man is
say,
picking
Aiden, something has clicked for Aiden. I don't know if it's something he picked up from Charles Bediako, or if the team
just
bringing in Bediako kind of woke him up to that he needed more.
now he's turned into a double machine.
He has, and right, just in time, perfect timing for that too. Of course, you do wish that we could get a little bit more from when he's off the floor from Noah Williamson. But I
we
tell you,
get
what, Noah
if
had
we get if we get a point from Noah Williamson, that'd be great.
just some rebounds. He had give him his credit. He had a couple nice plays. Had a nice pass.
Yeah, he did.
Was that like yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a no look entry almost. It was real good. That
I
I
did
think it
like that we,
was.
LeBaron Furlan was injured, it seemed, and he wasn't up to his normal yesterday, and, everybody else kind of stepped up. It is good to see because, just that, different people step up different times. But yeah, like you said, the energy is definitely back. I think that they're having fun again. For a while, it didn't seem like they were having fun. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. It just seemed like they were just out there. But whatever was needed is back for now, and the right time to have it. We still have some some interesting games coming up. Of course, Mississippi State shouldn't be a problem on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then but of course then after that, we go to our other nemesis outside of Florida, and of course that is
Rick,
Tennessee
yeah,
going to
Rick
Knoxville.
Barnes, yeah, going to
Yeah.
Knoxville, and Rick Barnes, who just has Nate Oates' number.
Yeah. And
Uh,
we've had, the last couple been, most frustrating because I feel like we were right there, should have won, and found ways to, it doesn't matter how you lose, but it's more frustrating when you lose like that. Sometimes you'd rather lose by 40 because then you don't have any questions,
mm-hmm.
But games it seems like we always get leads, let them come back, and then find a way to mess it up at the end recently. So it's been frustrating, but man, it'd be great if we could break that streak before we get to before we hit SEC tournament time.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a good boost. And then right now, as it stands, we'd be a 2 seed in the SEC tournament, three-way tie between us, Arkansas, and Tennessee. I don't know
I
what the
just want that double
metrics are.
bye, get that Friday for us.
Yeah, if you can get a top 4 seed,
Get that double.
preferably a 2 or 3 seed, because that if you're the 4 seed, you get that double, and then you go play Florida in the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah
We need to if we have to see Florida, I don't want to see them
yeah
till
the
Sunday
title game. Yeah,
because
exactly. Yeah.
they just and then those games that are not even close. It's sad. Like Florida just Florida's just our I don't know. We just can't do anything with Florida.
Yeah, it's just not the right matchup for us, and they got
No.
not not only the type of team, but excellent players, and the
Yeah.
archetypes that
Yeah.
give us fits. But yeah, as of right now, we'd be a 2 seed in the SEC tournament. The selection committee for the Big Dance, the NCAA tournament, released their top 16 as it stands, and we were the first one out, as I believe I read. Us in Arkansas, actually. Maybe the win on Saturday, coupled with some other results, maybe knocked us back in. But just keep doing what you're doing. You mentioned State Wednesday. That's a should win by far, especially at home. Already beat them on the road this year.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you hopefully that maybe you can go into Knoxville and knock that monkey off your shoulder.
Yep. And of course, what
Or
we
your
have,
back. Yeah.
yeah, and then we play what, then we still have Auburn, Georgia.
Yeah,
Um,
Georgia and then Auburn. That's how it finishes up. Georgia's road game too, and then Auburn and Coleman Coliseum on the 7th of March for the regular season finale.
and
But
that,
yeah,
that's weird because you know that Auburn game, even though they've had an up and down season, and before last night they lost five in a row, you know that that game's gonna be different just because it's Auburn. It's what they do. You know but they got
yeah,
they've been struggling. But before last night they had that five losses, but then they ran to another team that's struggling in Kentucky. They're so up and down, and you have to think, man, if there's anybody who's who feels K1 DeBoer's pain, is Mark Pope in Lexington because he has the most. Both those guys have the most love hate relationship. You win, they love you. You lose, and you got to get on the next thing smoking out of town.
yeah,
Because
that's
right now,
yeah, last second tip in too for the
yeah,
Tigers.
yeah,
So Kentucky had them. They had that road win, and
yeah.
nope.
Do you think Diabate is ever wonder ever has any regrets that he left?
Man, he might. I don't know what that situation came down
I don't
to,
know what
but
type of cash or what he got, but as far as
yeah.
just like, man, I, man, it would help us for sure, and I think, he'd be in a better spot because we're there without him. I'd figure a couple of his games, and we may have a couple more wins on the season as well. So, but
Well, yeah, we talked about that earlier in the season when we were talking about the lack of effort or that we missed a guy like Mo D.
we
And
needed a
like I
guy
said,
like that.
Houston Millett has kind of stepped
But
up into
Malaya
that
just
role,
kind of
and
stepped into that role. It's kind of that
yeah,
role. Yeah.
and maybe a bit of a better shooter than Mo D too. So
Yeah.
it gives you
Yeah,
a
because he has some
little.
big threes in his Arkansas.
He only had
Wait,
6 points all game, but his two threes that he hit on were
those two
absolutely
threes,
huge
but
shots. Yeah,
man,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Interesting. But yeah, so yeah, that's where we're at now for the Tide right now. Like I said, another big week. Just take it a game at a time. Don't look past
Don't
State. Get that
look too
seventh win in
bad.
a row, and then
Keep
try
it
to go
moving.
shake that latest curse. Now, let's look other big games this weekend in college basketball. Of course, the top four teams all squared off, kind of crazily. You don't see that
Yeah.
happen on the same day a lot, but we had number one Michigan, number three Duke, and number four Arizona, and number two Houston. Arizona got the win early in the day, snapped their two
Yeah.
game skid. They finally lost a game this year, so that was a
Yeah.
big good win on the road
It's
for
two in a
them.
row.
And then
Yeah.
Duke and Michigan squared off in D.C., and the Dukies got the win.
I was
Strong.
honestly kind of shocked that Duke won that game only
Hmm.
because, dude, I think at time, I think they're kind of soft and soft at times, and I thought it was gonna be a way Michigan might pull that off, but they did a good job closing out. Um, and makes you wonder, are we gonna start seeing a lot more of these? Maybe not so much. Maybe they're gonna cut back on the November games to get more of these February right before the tournament type. I know Duke and Illinois played last year. We had Duke, Michigan. Last weekend I think we had like it wasn't as big a game but it was like Ohio State, Virginia or something. I mean, interesting to see Big Ten matchups in February. So maybe we'll start seeing that more often. When kind of interesting, especially you would have to think like that Duke Michigan. I mean, you're thinking a regional, definitely for a regional final four type, on neutral court. Two great teams, and so
Yeah, perhaps. A big boost for Duke. Only Michigan's second loss in the year, so a little kind of wake up for them that they're not totally unpenetrable. Uh,
Right.
you had some other top 25 matchups too. BYU took down Iowa State. Um, you know, Devonsa, I'm not
BYU
sure how.
needed that because they've been struggling as of late.
Yeah, they have, but 29
I
for the
wasn't so much that
sensational
they're
freshman.
struggling. I mean, to be fair, I mean they were playing. I mean, best of the best. I mean, there was like, who they lose to, like Kansas and Arizona.
I
And,
mean, yeah, tough schedule, but yeah, it's always tough when you can't get a win out of that. So a big win for them. Uh, let's see, UCLA took down
especially
number
since
10
they lost their
Illinois.
number two guy, because they lost to do for the season. It's having like 18 again. So
Hmm.
that's big for them. Yeah, and that was a big win for UCLA because they've been struggling hard, and
Hmm.
their coach, boy, he's been
Man,
going
going
through it.
through it, yeah, on Wednesday, ejected one of his own guys, told one of his own guys to go to the locker room after a technical foul. So,
Got into it with the media after that. I'm like, bro.
yeah, so it's, ooh, yeah, a little
I
rough.
mean, that was congratulations. That was the dumbest question I've ever. And really,
uh,
I mean, I get the Wilson name, but I didn't even think it was that bad of a foul. It looked bad, but I think it was that.
yeah.
And then really, I think the only thing that people are pissed off about is because of the score at the time. If it had been like a 2 point game, no one's pissed off that he does that.
Hmm. Yeah, I tend to
Yeah,
agree. Yeah. Um,
but more than
Elsewhere,
anything, it hurts the relationship with that player just because you embarrass the hell out of him on national TV. Everybody's gonna see that for the
but
rest of the
yeah, that's one of those things where
You pull
maybe
him
it's better
aside
off.
and you talk to him, but hey, bro, you can't
Yeah,
be
like
having that.
you wait till the locker room, then put your foot up his ass, so to say. Um, but yeah, elsewhere, Tennessee got a big win over Vanderbilt in Nashville.
They did.
Yeah.
That was big because a good back and forth. That rivalry seems to have heated up. Just
Hmm.
recently with football. Vanderbilt being a contender now, and then basketball is the last couple of years has been good. But
Hmm.
Tennessee kind of owns that rivalry in basketball, and I think that was unlike that's I think like 12 or 13 or something. They've controlled that. So,
Hmm.
but Vanderbilt's come back to earth a little bit after their start.
Yeah, they so down there now. They do not have a double bye even in the SEC tournament. So
They
they
lost
yeah,
on because they lost Missouri midweek.
yeah. There's a
And
little
that
bit on
was
the struggle bus for
they
the
had that
Doors.
was a crazy that Missouri game was crazy because they were down like 20 with like 8 minutes left, came all the way back. They threw up a 3 pointer at the buzzer from like half court. It went halfway down and popped out, or they would have won that game. It was a crazy comeback, but came up a little short there. But yeah, they've come down to earth a little bit, but you know, we'll see. Just yeah, we definitely we just have to we need to keep us focused to get that double bye because that's huge.
Hmm.
Just to have the extra time and especially as weird things happen on that Thursday's had some weird stuff happen as of late in the SEC, so we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of, let's see what I have. SEC this week coming up. You got let's see, Kentucky, South Carolina, Auburn, and Oklahoma. Tennessee at Missouri. That's on Tuesday.
Mhm.
Wednesday, Florida goes to Texas. Georgia visits Vanderbilt. Texas A&M goes to Arkansas. We host State, of course. LSU goes to Ole Miss. And then let's see, Saturday, Missouri at State, Vandy at Kentucky, South Carolina at Georgia, Texas at Texas A&M, Alabama at Tennessee, Oklahoma at LSU, Arkansas at Florida. That'd be a good one. And then Ole Miss and Auburn. So some moves will be made in the league this
um,
week, of course. Elsewhere around the country, some big games. A big Monday kind of feeling coming back. Louisville at North Carolina and
Yeah,
Houston at Kansas.
yeah,
A real big one there in the Big 12.
yeah. Houston,
Um,
they
let's
what
see.
lost at home for the second time since joining the Big 12 to like 46-1 or two
Mm-hmm.
or something. It's
Yeah,
crazy
crazy.
what they've done. That's the one thing with Houston that's been their biggest downfall at times is when they're like on Saturday when their offense went quiet for like 8 minutes. They didn't score any baskets. I was like, oh. Well,
Yeah, it gets a little
they've done
rough.
that. They've kind of done that at times throughout this whole run that they've had, which has been you know, in the last 5 years. I would say just people don't take it as serious because they haven't won a national title. But Houston's had one of the most phenomenal runs without a
Mm-hmm.
title, maybe in one of the best ever, just because their records and they're always right there. But you know,
No, yeah, absolutely. Agreed. And it's part of it's kind of like a changing shift in the
Mhm.
way we view sports now, and at least narrative surrounded. It used to be there was a lot more appreciation for just good to even great
First
seasons,
nine.
even if they didn't end in a title. And now it seems
Now
it's
it's like,
a lot
oh,
of
you
people,
didn't win a title. You're terrible.
yeah, yeah, ring or bust, and that culture isn't it's not great. It's not good mentally either, man. Like
No.
especially in sports like college hoops where hey man, there's 300 some Division 1 teams. You get 68 of them into your championship tournament. Only one team called itself
Oh, March
champion at the end
Madness
of the
for
day.
a
So,
reason.
yeah, exactly.
Crazy
So
stuff
but
happens. It's all about
yeah,
matchup.
but yeah, elsewhere around the country, some other big games this week. Had one pulled up. Where'd it go? There it is. Wednesday, St. John's at UConn, a big one in the Big East.
That is a big
Um,
one. Because St. John's already beat them in the Garden. And then the weird thing was this past week, Creighton, who's not very good this year, went up to Storrs, Connecticut, beat UConn,
mm-hmm.
but then St. John's beat Creighton in New York by like 30 on Saturday.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
that's
what is going
yeah,
on?
a weird. UConn's first. Yeah, they're only first and only Big East loss of the year, right?
Yep, yep.
And no, sorry, they have two. St.
Yeah, because
John's
they
only
lost
has
to
one.
St. John's. Yeah, St. John's
That's right. Yeah,
and Creighton.
and
And then recently, like they've lost to Creighton in Omaha. Um, for whatever reason, they can't beat them here, but but up there, and especially this is a very down Creighton team compared to what they've been the last couple of years. So, kind of a weird loss there. So, I don't know. They just weren't focused. I don't know.
yeah,
But,
like you said, yeah, UConn looking for revenge after a loss earlier in February to
yeah.
the Red Storm.
Good game.
Thursday, you have Michigan State at Purdue, big one in the Big 10. Let's see, Friday, another Big 10 big one. Michigan goes to Illinois.
Oh, that's huge. That's
Yeah,
huge.
kind of good spotlight for those games too for Big 10 basketball. Thursday and then Friday night. Next weekend, let's see, Virginia at Duke, big one in the ACC.
Yep.
Kansas goes
Virginia's
to
done
Air.
a.
Yeah.
I think Virginia's done a pretty good job there.
Hmm.
Because I thought that man after what's name retired, I thought they were really gonna fall off tough. Tony, was it Tony?
Is it Bennett? Isn't it Tony
Yeah,
Bennett?
Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, like the singer. Yeah.
Um, because they fell off a little bit, but they really come back this year. And really, the ACC is much better this year. Last year they were down bad. It's pretty much Duke, and that was it. But
Hmm.
a lot more mid level. I mean, Duke's kind of on a level by themselves, but there's a lot. That mid level is actually, some decent. A
Yeah,
lot,
that
lot more
second
decent
second
this year.
tier. Yeah.
Second tier is Louisville can beat a lot of teams. They got that star freshman. Clemson's been up and down, but they're a decent. North Carolina is up and down, but it's still a good team.
Hmm.
Virginia's played good balls. SMU at
Clemson, yeah,
times,
Clemson solid, yeah.
SMU at times has been good. NC State's actually pretty solid there. Got a old LSU coach there. So the ACC is a lot tougher this year than what it has been at least last year for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
be
Uh,
interested to see if somebody else can win the ACC. 'Cause Duke is good, but they just don't seem like that they're. And I mean,
they're not unbeatable, yeah.
no, they're definitely not unbeatable.
Um, and speaking of tough weeks, Kansas. We
Ooh,
mentioned they host Houston on Monday. Or Saturday, they got to turn around and go to Arizona. So,
and they're
ooh,
coming off a weird loss at home on Saturday. Cincinnati beat the hell out of them.
yeah. And that's with their star freshman guy playing actually significant
So are
minutes in
they
his
better off
weird
without
up and down season.
him?
Man, it's just been a weird season for him.
Because when he plays, I mean, he puts up numbers and then he gets these
Mhm,
cramps and whatever else. I don't know if it's something else really going on and there's more to it, or I feel like there's more to it and we're just getting as soft and there's just cramps, or either his injury's worse than what we think, or I don't know. Because it can't be that he's that in that bad of shape, right?
no, yeah, I don't know, yeah, if it's some type of yeah,
Something's
yeah, it's
going.
just weird. Peterson is that's his name. I'm
Yeah,
trying to think. Darren Peterson, yeah.
he's a hell of a talent, and he's gonna go in the lottery, of course. I'm sure some teams are a little worried just because of his. It's already enough concerns in the NBA about people sitting, and here goes a guy that's missed quite a few games, or big parts of games, and so.
Well,
But
yeah. Then
yeah,
you have guys questioning that, and if it's actually like does he actually want to play? Does he even is he just going through the motions before going to the league? Like
I don't. I've heard that. I
so.
don't know. I don't know if I buy that. I think he wants. Personally, I think is he has an injury that's worse than what he lets on, or what they're letting on, and he just plays through it as best he can. That's what I think. I haven't really gotten the gist that his heart's not in it, but I could be wrong. But I just don't see that. I would hope not anyway. But and we're that was a crazy loss, because I mean they had bounced back. Kansas had started off the Big 12 kind of soft, and then they pulled off some big wins there. And then at home to lose like that was their worst loss to a non-ranked team in whole history or something, or in AP poll history. I was like, whoa. I mean, and Cincinnati's come around a little bit. I think they won like 3 games in a row, but man, to lose
Yeah,
to
this
Cincinnati like
ain't
that in
Bob
Lawrence.
Huggins, Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
I,
just crazy week for Kansas. Number two, number
really was.
four. Which they've done it before. They played Arizona and Iowa State back to back. That was a 1-5, and that's just life in this new Big 12 now.
Dude, the Big 12 is, to me, it's the best. To me, I mean, I guess you could argue the Big 10, but I think the Big 12, top to bottom, is better.
I
Like
mean,
that.
certainly at the top, it's hard to argue against anybody but the Big 12. I mean, Arizona, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas, Texas Tech, BYU. I mean, that's
And that's another
uh,
thing. I hate that
uh,
that what's the name got hurt at Texas Tech and tore his ACL.
yeah, that's
Because
brutal. Um,
I mean they're still good, but then that definitely changes everything as far as their legitimacy of possibly winning a title there. Because yeah, well, you know, that's a but that Big 12 is something serious. Like, I,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see how those top teams do in March because they, iron sharpens iron type thing, and they
yeah,
know how it is to play heavyweights.
right.
Look out for maybe a little bit
I think
early bracket filling
honestly,
device, but trust those top of those Big 12 guys.
yeah. I think honestly, yeah, we say, oh, they trash. Or what's wrong with Houston? They Well, they lost to Arizona and Kansas. It's not like they lost to bums.
Yeah.
BYU has really slacked recently. Oh, they lost like with Iowa State and Kansas and Arizona. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
You look
Yeah.
at it. I think kind of like last year with like the SEC. The best thing for these Big
Hmm.
12 is to get the hell out the conference.
Yeah, exactly. Just hope you get
See
out
somebody
healthy
big,
and with your
see
sanity
some,
intact. Yeah, but
see
I mean,
somebody else
even
big.
Arizona, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
even Arizona going, unbeaten and then lost two in a row. And it's like, okay, well, one was at Kansas and then the other was Texas Tech. So, man, and they rebounded by playing BYU and then winning in Houston. So, like, man, yeah, like,
Yeah.
they've been through it this year. Only other game of note this next weekend and Saturday, Gonzaga goes to St. Mary's, big one in the West Coast, and will that
Yes. Yeah. And
is
that's
that possibly
honestly
the last
one.
conference matchup between them? With Gonzaga moving to the Pac-12 next year, right, for basketball?
Yeah. That's
Um,
that's weird. That's gonna be weird because
it's
and
the
this year,
weirdest.
I think the West Coast Conference might get three because I think Santa Clara might
Mhm.
sneak into the tournament this year too. So they
Yeah,
might
West
have
Coast
some
Conference
this year.
looking good this year, and
Yeah.
yeah, that new Pac-12 is going to be so weird. It's just Washington State and Oregon State should have just joined the Mountain West, sucked it up, been,
Dude, they're
set.
gonna have like people need to just put their pride aside and everybody just needs to form an alliance because this is
Hmm.
to have a Mountain West and a Pac-12 when if you guys came together would be not only
Solid,
beneficial
yeah.
for you guys as a thing, but you're gonna get a way more lucrative TV deal. It's gonna be way
Hmm.
more money. I mean, of course, everything revolves around football, but I mean, you got to think if that honestly, I mean, if the Pac-12 and the Mountain West join, I mean, at that point, they're up there with the American and the Sun Belt. The two that got a team this year in the playoff. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think, and yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, Oregon State and Pac and Washington State. I don't know why you're trying to hold up the Pac-12 brand because it's without USC and Oregon and
nobody
Washington, all these
cares
schools,
about
it's not. Yeah, it's not.
nobody
And all
cares
you
about the Pac-12.
all you did was take half of the Mountain West conference. You could have just joined, and like you said, it would have been better. And if I know they tried to get the Mountain West to do. They tried to do that, and then get the Mountain West to just take the Pac-12 name, and the Mountain West didn't want to give up their branding. Well, they should have sucked it up and just proposed like hey guys, let's just call it the Pacific Mountain Conference or something. Like something crazy or the
Oh, the Pac
you know
West.
yeah, just exactly the Pacific West or some variation of that
Because
or whatever.
the Pac-12 is dead. Let's just be realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you said,
exactly.
all the teams that you think about as far as Pac-12 powers and anything are all gone.
Hmm.
Just let the thing die. It had its run. Unfortunately, it's over. It's probably never coming back. So let's just move on. But yeah, both conferences benefit from joining, becoming one because together they're great. Separate, they're at the bottom. Honestly, they're not the American, they're not the Sun Belt. So they in football they're not benefiting themselves.
Hmm.
So they definitely need to figure that out because it's not benefiting anybody. Plus, they're going to get a more lucrative TV deal if you have all 18 of those teams in one conference.
Hmm.
Hey, what do we know?
Yeah, and especially now, like with Gonzaga going to Pac-12, like I wonder, is it that much better for them? Worth leaving the West Coast Conference? Like,
I'm like, because I don't know because I mean I guess because we're not really seen this, what the Pac-12 does. But I mean, the West Coast Conference gets a lot of ESPN airtime. Honestly, I
hmm.
mean, they get a couple games a week, so I don't know.
Yeah, and
It's
I
just,
guess it gives them maybe a little bit more money, but does it actually? I
but how
think
much? But how much difference is it going to be in basketball? That's my thing. Like
exactly
football,
because one of the well, I think they joined only for
Yeah, of course they
And
don't even have
basketball on.
football.
And they literally just joined for basketball and every other sport staying in the West Coast Conference. But
Right. Yeah. Is there that
it
much?
does it. Yeah, if the knock on, or one of the theories on why Gonzaga's never been able to win a title is that they is because of the West Coast Conference. They don't get that testing, those big tests throughout the year, and so when it comes time to tournament time, it's
That
hard for them to
doesn't.
sustain. I, which
They
I don't
didn't.
buy that. Yeah, because they've have enough experience. Gonzaga's been around long enough as a upper tier program,
They've been to
and
two
they.
national title games.
I
So
about
I
to say
mean,
they've
it's.
been to the title game. They've been close, and hey, that's two more than a lot of teams can say that are in power conferences.
I mean,
So
they took North Carolina to the wire in 2016. I mean, and then who did they lose
made
to
it.
in the title game?
Baylor,
Yeah,
Baylor,
and that was a good Baylor team. Baylor wasn't gonna
a
lose any more
really
that year.
good Baylor team. Tough loss for Gonzaga being unbeaten, and
Yeah,
I think
but no one was gonna beat Baylor that, and that like it wasn't a good matchup at all for Gonzaga that night. But Baylor wasn't a good matchup for anybody that year. They were athletic as hell, big
yeah,
as
I'd
hell.
say
Like
one of
they
the
were,
fastest teams you've seen, man.
yes, they were rolling. That no one was beating Baylor that year. So,
No,
I mean, they run into juggernauts in the national title game, and, we say, oh, but it's all about the matchups, individual matchups. Like Gonzaga matches up well with a lot of teams. When they lost games, a lot of time has been to top-notch teams. I mean, and then also when they lose in the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly. Yeah,
that
it's not
happens to a
like
lot
they're
of
losing
teams.
the first game
Oh,
every year. Yeah.
right. That'd be different if they got lost in a 13-4 every year or something like that. Or but that's not happening. And that's the other thing that we're always wanting to find issues with why a team can't win the title because it's only one national champion a year. It's a reason why even the best programs, you think about, we think, of like, Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, the likes of the North Carolina teams that we consider blue blood programs. And you think about it. I mean, in our lifetime, Kansas has won what, three titles? They won in 88, '08, and they beat North Carolina in what, 20, 21 or something. Point is,
Yeah.
the point is, and Kansas is one of the premier programs. Now, if we went on that, you would think the Kansas should have a lot more titles than three in their life, right? I mean, if you think about it. Um, so I mean, it's hard to win national titles. It's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. And for everybody to be, oh, they have only gone to like six straight Elite Eights. That's amazing. People just need to have more respect just for what it is, and appreciation for success. Because this whole title or bust thing is, yeah, it's weird at times. I think that people really get hung up on it. If it's not a title, it's a bust. I even see that sometimes on like boards with like Alabama basketball fans. I'm like, come on, guys, let's stop it.
Our right best run in school history. Like, come on now.
People are
Like,
like,
yeah,
oh, but
obviously.
this team is, yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. We talked about it too. I mean, we our hustle and everything. People are like, this team is terrible. They know it's real. I mean, bro, we just went to. We've been to two Elite Eights in a row. We've been to Sweet 16 3 years in a row. A Final Four. Chill the hell out. Like
Yeah.
let's just enjoy what's gonna happen. Like five
Yeah. First Final Four in school history. Been to the tournament, what, 5, 6 years in a row now?
in a row now. That's never
Had a
happened.
number one overall seed in
Yeah.
that. We had more top round first round draft
Also,
picks in the past in the Nate
SEC
Oates era than we
tournament
had.
championships, regular season championships. It's like,
Hmm.
come on,
Yeah.
everybody. Like 5 years ago, you guys weren't even Alabama basketball. You don't want to talk about
Right.
Alabama basketball. Stop it.
All right.
It's like, man, people just have that immediate. Once they get a little bit of success, boy, they expect just to be roses every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. But but yeah, that's where we're at there. Um, yeah, anything else college basketball you want to touch on before we move?
Man, it's just a beautiful time of the season.
Hmm.
Deep in the trenches in the conference tournament. I mean, conference regular season and a couple more weeks till conference tournaments, and then boy, we hit that awesome March Madness. I mean, so I
Hmm.
mean, even you casual basketball fans, man, I'd say jump on a little bit early. Don't wait till the tournament to start watching. Get some knowledge in, learning about some players, some teams, and enjoy some conference tournaments.
Yeah.
And the
Uh,
runs, they're gonna have some good. I think we're gonna have some good, runs there. Big 12, Big 10, ACC, SEC. I mean, I think we're gonna have some very interesting conference tournaments coming up.
oh yeah, should be fun. It is like the best time of year for college basketball now. That the
Absolutely.
last week or two, the regular season, and then yeah, championship week, and then of course the tournament.
And then,
Real
of
quick,
course, also,
other
these phenomenal freshmen makes it even bit, because I think even your casual fan knows a lot more names this year than maybe they
yeah,
normally do.
yeah, no, it's certainly helped. But yeah, of course, Winter. Let's move on. Winter Olympics closing ceremonies today wrapped up this week. Big week for the U.S. Ended up with second most medals, 33 total medals, only second to
Norway.
Norway. 12. Their 12 golds are also second to Norway's count.
I
U.S.
think we
got
did
gold.
everything we wanted to do. We won the hockey, win men and women. That was huge.
I bet say men and women both beating Canada gold medal game. Both of the overtime winners, ripping the heart out of Canadians
I
everywhere.
think that a bit are only two medals. I think people have been thrilled. I think that's
Hmm.
like 90% of what people wanted to see.
Yeah,
Everything else is a cherry on top. I mean, we got our first figure skating championships is '02, which was huge.
yeah.
That
Got
was
a
big.
team figure skating gold and a singles figure skating gold. Got
We got the
bobsled, the women's
bobsled.
monobob gold. A
Yeah.
couple speed skating uh, golds for Jordan Stolz.
Unfortunately, came up short on the. Oh, why can't I think of the sport now? Been watching it so
What?
much.
Let's see. You talking about that event he came up short on, or a different sport?
No, I was talking about a different sport.
Let's see. Curling.
Curling.
We
That's it. Man,
Yeah,
the women that was so disappointed because they came close
yeah,
to being in the gold matchup and then lost to Canada in the final thing too.
yeah.
Frustrating.
Couldn't get the bronze either.
Yeah.
But it was the first time the women's team had been in even the playoff, even contention for a medal since what 2000, since I believe the first year that curling was on the
And that
docket.
curling is
Did get a
great.
mixed doubles silver medal though. Got to the gold.
Yeah. We did get
Uh,
that. Yeah.
yeah, also had 12 silvers in addition to the 12 golds. But yeah, golds also some figure skating, some freestyle skiing, some alpine skiing,
Some of those
and
skiing events are intense.
yeah, it is
With
crazy
those
actually
sharp,
watching them.
some of those sharp curves they do, and then it's
Ooh,
snowing, and
yeah,
it was a couple of cloudy days, and I'm like, man,
it's. I mean, it's fast. I mean, yeah, but Michaela Schiffer and Breezy Johnson getting some golds there, silvers. I mentioned we got to see. We also Chloe Kim got her a half pipe silver. I mentioned the curling. Also had a cross country skiing silver. A couple of them actually.
dude,
A couple more
that
skiing
what's
silvers. Yeah.
names that what's name always makes me laugh. That it's the biathlon where they do the cross,
Oh,
they
with the
shoot the
gun.
guns.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
who thought to put these two together?
There's some, yeah, man. There's some crazy stuff going on there too. And then also picked up 9 bronzes, some more skiing, cross country, and a couple bobsled bronzes, a luge
Dude,
bronze in there as
that
well. Yeah.
cross country skiing looks so tiring. It's like they're taking
Oh,
these
yeah,
steps with the
yeah.
skis. I'm just like, this looks terrible.
Did you ever hit one of those machines in the gym or anything? Or I think Man, either my mom or somebody's parents had one. You know, back when, like back in the '90s, if you guys weren't alive, then like everybody's parents had like one piece of workout equipment
Yeah,
somewhere in the house.
yeah,
It was, and they were all these kind of gimmicky ones too, Bowflexes and
yeah.
all these sliding things like a Norditrack. And somebody, maybe it was my mom. He had like a cross country. It was a skier, you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, I used to fool around on that thing sometimes, and yeah, man, it wore you out.
But you think, man, they're going long distances. It's cold as hell, but then you're also getting hot because you're working your ass off, so you're sweating, you're cold, it's miserable, and then you're going like 20 miles just walking on your skis. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna learn another sport. This isn't for me, bro. This
Yeah,
is
right.
if this is how I'm getting into the Olympics. Just not going to the Olympics, I guess, because this is not it.
Sign me up. Sign me up for curling instead.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do curling.
Like I work on my geometry and figure out the angles and stuff. Yeah, because this isn't it. Cross country
Yeah,
skiing.
I've never been a marathon. The same thing in running too, long distance running. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I don't. I mean, these days it's very much like I don't run unless I'm chasing after the kid or if something's chasing me. So,
right.
but
Fight
even
for
back in
death.
even
Survival
my
mode.
exactly even my heyday though, I was never a long distance guy. I was like, I do not want to do this, man.
Dude, people that run for joy, I'm like, what's wrong with you guys?
It is, yeah, it's not something I ever enjoyed, man.
Like I just
Even
enjoy the run. What?
man, I always hated it in high school playing hockey. You know, staying in shape for that. I hated running to keep up endurance. I hated. We used to have one or two practices a week where the assistant coach would run it, and he was always famous for like you get dressed in the locker room and head out on the ice, and he'd be waiting for you at the bench and be like, "All right, everybody, leave your sticks on the bench." You'd just be like, "Fuck," because you
Yeah.
knew you were doing nothing but skating for like 2 hours, just. And then even in college, like I didn't go into the rec center stuff. I didn't want to run. I hated
Yeah.
running on treadmills, hated running on track. I'd much rather, just play like 5, 6, 10 pickup games on the court. Like
Yeah, because at least you're doing
that's
something that
exactly.
keeps your
There's a
mind not
purpose
thinking.
for it.
Yeah, and you don't get nearly as tired because you're thinking about other stuff instead of what the hell am I running for?
Yeah,
It's
and I never,
purpose.
man, I could never find the right headphones too to listen to music. Like I don't like earbuds. I don't like things sticking in my ear like that. So I'd never
Yeah,
like them. And those old school headphones, they could never really stay on your ears, or
yeah.
they get those kind that clipped around your ears, but they got all sweaty and nasty. And then you had the cord. We didn't have cordless shit back then, so
No,
that
yeah,
was
the
always
core.
getting in the way, man. Yeah, never liked running. Never liked
People
endurance
that run
training.
for fun, I don't. That's
Yeah.
psycho stuff to me. I feel like, are you serious?
Oh man, it was insane
Because I
stuff.
feel like
But
if you're outside running at 40, you're doing it just for you. You're probably not in any events. You're not an athlete any longer. You're just, I get you want to stay in shape, but man, there's other ways to do it. And running, especially, and running outside is rough because you got all those uneven surfaces, and man, yeah, the concrete,
yeah,
like
you
this.
got to do that, and it was terrible for your knees, or you got to go find a track somewhere. Like,
I'm
I
just
never,
like,
man. We used to do it. My, we used to go to my high school, so good track, with the rubber and all proper and all that, so it was good on your legs, knees, and all that. I mean, granted, we were in high school, so it didn't matter. But I
right.
remember even after that, my friends always used to give me shit because I used to. There was a Burger King across the street from our school, so we'd go run, and then some be like, hey, whose house? Yeah, let's go hang out at Megan's house. Let's go hang out at Emily's. Whatever. All right, I'll see y'all
Burger
there.
everywhere, huh?
And I would go over to that Burger King. I get like them get a double cheeseburger, two rodeo cheeseburgers, large fried and
Absolutely,
large
got to
Dr
get you.
Pepper.
I mean, you earned it,
Show
right?
yeah, right. Exactly. Show up to the house. People like, are you eating? What's the point of running? I'm like, so I can do this, right? Like, yeah, I'm hungry now.
Yeah. See, at least I burned it. Yeah, could be worse. I could just be eating it
Exactly, right?
without the. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, that was like 10 years later. Yeah, then I just started eating it. Yeah.
Then you start
But
eating no
yeah,
extras. Yeah.
no exercise. Yeah, late night after the bars. Oh man.
So, you know,
But yeah, it's been a fun Olympics. The Olympics are fun.
I enjoyed it.
I did. Yeah.
You would I'd wake up, to the actual live events, and then if you missed something, you could catch it on Peacock, or if you want to watch it at night. I mean, you pretty much could during those 2 weeks. I mean, you could turn to some NBC's channel and guarantee there's some Olympics on, whether live or replay. But you can watch something for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Peacock was clutch, man. Their Olympic coverage is
Ooh,
great.
awesome. I mean, they give you the
First,
whole rundown, easy,
exactly.
easy format. I mean, to find stuff, like it's phenomenal.
Great on TV too. All these, bringing back the NBC Sports Network is great, and they have all the
That was
extras, so you can
awesome.
see all the different
Yeah,
events, and then of course
yeah,
putting on USA and all these other channels
yeah,
too. Peacock is awesome with it, man. Um, all the easy, like you said, easy to find, easy all the different events. The Gold
yeah.
Zone's awesome to watch. Showing a little commercial for what the LA Olympics now. Coming up a couple
Dude, I
summers
would
now.
like, I would like to go to that, but man, I can't imagine the prices in LA.
I was about to say I don't, or just getting out there, man. I mean, look at like the World
Yeah,
Cup pricing this year.
but I'm
Jesus,
saying,
man. Yeah.
yeah, if you want to stay somewhere, my
Or
goodness,
WrestleMania prices, man.
oh,
I about
sickening.
to say we used to have some friends that lived out in L.A. We stayed with them like 8 years ago, but not no more. I don't think I might still have a friend, somebody I
Yeah,
know,
I mean that's the way. I mean, obviously, if
but
you have someone out there and you could cut the
that's
cost
the
at
way to
least
go.
there,
Yeah,
that's
right.
a win at least. Because I have to
It'll.
think like some of these events probably not that expensive to get into. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm sure some premier events, your basketball, your U.S. basketball, but you have to think some like pole vaulting at like 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm sure you could
Mm-hmm.
go, to some track and field events. Some of the, uh, not necessarily the gold medal, but like the
Mm-hmm.
preliminaries. I'm sure you could get into that pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Or
I about to say, yeah, imagine, or you get your money's worth, like you get a day pass type thing where you can
that's what
just
that's
all
what I've
these
wondered.
different events.
Like,
Yeah,
you know, can I? What do I get with this?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
can I buy like a? I get to see this, and this, and this, and then they'll get me into these events. Or, can
yeah. I
I?
wonder. That's kind of what they kind of did with the World Games. They were here in Birmingham a couple years ago.
Uh,
That's kind of what they did, depending on the venue too. Like, so they actually did some of the archery events at the park right down the street from us. So like, that was kind of like you can go see in all the different events there, and then like whatever happened at the stadium. Of course, the World Games has some crazy ass events, but
but I mean, there's crazy events at the damn
Olympics
Olympics.
now too. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's all types of stuff that you never even think
I'm about
about
to say
till
my
the Olympics start.
my wife not sold on not sold on curling. We watch so much of
I
that because I love curling.
I loved it, man. My wife got into it. The kids got into it. Like we were watching curling at times 2 or 3 hours and getting pissed when things weren't going right.
Oh right, I was getting hyped. I'd like watch the replays, watch the whole event and stuff, and be like, "Man, come on, what you doing there?"
Come
But
on, how do we
it
miss this? Like
my
coaching
wife
them,
is not.
like
Yeah,
I know what I'm
exactly.
doing.
That's too hard. That's too hard. Sweep, sweep. Like, my wife not sold though. She's like, this is so dumb. And I looked at her. I was like, because we've had like, we kind of live south side Birmingham. Used to be the more industrial part of town. So a lot of old warehouses, stuff like that,
Yeah.
still being developed. And we live down the street from there. Used to be like one of those axe throwing bars.
Oh yeah,
And there's like 4 or 5 gyms on our street. It's like
yeah.
crazy. I was like, if one of those warehouses became like a curling place,
I would.
I'd be like, I'd join a league. I would go every week like it was a bowling
I
league.
want to find. Yeah, I
Uh,
think I want to find out if I would be okay at it, decent, terrible. I want
right?
to know at least one time what would I look like
Just
just to
just want to see. Just
fight.
want to see, right? I can do it, man. I skated. I played hockey growing up. I can balance myself on ice. I can sweep. I think I've played enough. All it is a big drinking game. That's all it is. And
Absolutely.
you just trying to get it down there. And yeah, there of course there's like you said all the geometry, the angles
There's
to
a
it. But
geometry, and I mean, they got it down to a certain science, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's
at the end of the day, it's the most approachable sport for
yeah. I mean, it's not for
regular
if you're
guys or
for the most
regular people.
unathletic people. If your dream is to get into Olympics, curling is definitely your route of possibility.
But yeah, but overall,
Because
yeah, I had fun
if you're
watching it.
40, you're not going to become a speed skater. You're not going to become a skier. You're not a hockey player. Like curling is really your only option because everything else has a certain skill set that if you haven't developed by now, you're not going to ever have.
Yeah,
But I feel
right.
like curling it has an option. But where do you? But then at that point, the other thing with like that is like like where do you what do you have to do to compete to show everybody else that you're a
Really
good
good. I
enough
did
curler
probably
country?
just like
Like where
anything
do you
else,
go
man. You just once you get involved, you start meeting people that know more, and then you
figuring it
learn.
out?
And it's like darts or something. Pool leagues. Or all of a sudden you play in a
I
local
would
pool
love to
league, and
see
you're pretty good. And
what
someone's
the
like, "Hey, man, you should do this regional thing," and then someone's there's like, "Hey, man, you should do this national thing." And
yeah, because I think that'd be pretty entertaining to see the right before the Olympics, just to kind of see the qualifying for curling because I bet you that would be fun to watch.
yeah, right. Like see the people's dreams trying to come true.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty legit.
Yeah, but like we said, overall it was real fun Olympics.
I love
Peacock A+ coverage, man.
absolutely.
We knew that from the Paris Olympics. That was really awesome watching that, and it only got better and smoother too.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Peacock said everything great. When they had WWE, it was great. I mean, they do great with the Olympics. They do great. Peacock has some great shows.
yeah,
Like
it's got a lot of good
Peacock
selection of
is a
shows. Yeah,
net.
I like too.
Peacock is a network as a app.
Streaming service. Yeah, I
I
like
think,
Peacock, man.
doing a hell of a job, honestly.
Yep, Premier League on there. Now they got the NBA too. Like yeah, like
They're doing good. They're doing a lot of big things. I like it.
yeah, but yeah. So good Olympics. See you in 2028 in LA for the summer games. Let's see real quick going around. Alabama softball off to a great start for their
Great
season.
start.
14 and 0,
Undefeated
13
on
and
the
0.
season. Got even have two wins over Florida State, and they're
I'm
ranked
about to say that this
high.
past weekend, Friday and Saturday, yeah, wins over Florida State, big win.
And
Number 6 in the country.
yeah.
Yeah.
The best part that I like about that is, our biggest thing is we don't have the pitchers. We have two freshmen that are hella. We have one who got the perfect game on Friday. The first one, or was it Thursday or Friday? The early game, our sixth ever perfect game. First as a freshman, and that the girl that pitched on when I watched her Friday against Florida State, she's a beast. I think she's the Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school. But we have two phenomenal freshman pitchers that, man, I think we might have. I think we have a squad this year.
And
More than I've
and
seen.
the bats being alive
That's
this
our
year
vibe. Yeah,
is the most notable thing,
yeah.
the biggest thing, man. We're dropping some crooked numbers on that scoreboard. Only been like one game. Actually,
The 3-2
today's game
games
against
today.
Dartmouth. Yeah, 3-2 game against Dartmouth down in
I think they're just
Tallahassee.
tired. I mean, you've had a long weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
even the game that doesn't count. I mean, we were blasting Elon 9-0 before they called the
Oh
game, and
yeah, they called the game. Yeah.
it doesn't count at all. But I think now, of course, once again the SEC play gets really real. But
I'm about to say
I
yeah.
think this has a chance, a feel of this could be a hell of a year
I'm about to say yeah. It could be a potentially a very special year for.
on the men's side too, because of
I'm about to
it
say
started off,
Yeah,
baseball
baseball. Even
started
though after that rough start, losing the first game to Washington State, bounced back 7 in a
a lot
row
of yeah.
since then.
Saturday and
Yes.
Sunday blew them out. Yeah, the Friday I was like,
Hmm.
whoa, what? But yeah, bounce back
Yeah.
after that, and then been putting up runs. Good, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Big Bats coming alive. Justin LeBron, of course. Every bit the player
Two,
he's hyped to be.
yeah, I had two dingers the other day.
Yeah, smashing the ball. Two, run rules. In fact, against Rhode Island this weekend, including a 19-4 win
Yeah.
on Friday night. So they get Southern Miss and Hattiesburg
Hmm.
on Tuesday. A little rematch from the regional last year,
Yeah,
the
they did.
NCAA, and then they go to Frisco, Texas for the Frisco College Baseball Classic next weekend. They so far a game scheduled against Iowa, Oregon State, and Houston.
That's some good baseball. I give
Yeah,
'em-
like I said, so still a little bit of non-conference left before baseball and softball get into conference play
You see
in
the OU lost. Who did the OU softball? They lost to who did they lose to the other day? It was a
I
crazy
did not
loss.
see that. I haven't seen much outside Alabama yet.
Yeah, I mean, the only games I really watched was was it was like one of the they lost to Long Beach State
Mm.
6-4
Mm.
on Friday or yesterday. Now, if that was any other sport, that's everywhere because that is a crazy upset.
Mm-hmm.
Long Beach State, OU, that's like a one. That's almost like a 116 type of upset. Like it's huge. Like that's a crazy upset.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty shocking right there, especially because UCLA just beat or Oklahoma. I'm sorry, beat the ever loving crap out of someone earlier in the year, like what 30 some runs or something.
Yeah, UTEP beat them like.
Yeah.
And then, talk about UCLA, they beat the hell out of Auburn,
Oh, they
and then
did, and then
they
I was about
trolled
to say
Auburn too.
threw some shade at him online too.
Oh, Auburn got a run. It's 23.
Yeah.
Auburn just hit a home run. It's 23-1. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's what they said. No, what they said? They said specifically, "Oh, that cuts the lead to 22 or 1 or whatever it was." It's like, "Oh, damn."
yeah. I was like, there you go, Bruins. Get them.
Got him.
Hilarious.
Let's see elsewhere in sports. NBA. We didn't cover the All-Star game, but man, well received. A lot of excitement around it. A lot of articles, think pieces this week. Like, did the NBA save the All-Star game? And what did you think of the whole deal?
I didn't watch a whole lot of the dunk or but the game itself, I like the world, and then the old school
Yeah,
All
new
Star team,
school. Yeah.
the young guys who at the they went belt the ass on them in the championship. The young guys,
Yeah.
the old guys are a little tired.
I'm about to say,
Well,
man, but kind of some hype around it. So yeah, if it gets the
I
players
enjoy.
playing hard, I think that's what. Because even in like I've never been one that's been like, oh, they don't play defense. Like, yeah, it's the All Star game, but at least they still wanted to win.
Right.
Back in the day, Dame coming out winning the 3-point contest despite
Yeah.
not having played a game yet this year. I tell you what, the dunk contest for me though right now is dead until some bigger name players actually decide that they want to compete in it, man. Like it's
Was it
cool
when
when
this
you get like a
Keyshawn Johnson won?
yeah. I mean, it's cool when you get like a Max McClung type who really tries to innovate and do some crazy stuff. But
Max McClung had a hell of a run there.
he did. But like, if we're even being honest, like the dunk contest is best when it's the big guys, when it's
Yeah.
people that everyone knows, that casual fans know, that tune in to see that, that the young the young demographic, that's what they want,
Honestly,
that they tune up. And
because there's a
I
lot of
saw
people that don't
yeah,
know who Keyshawn Johnson is. And,
exactly, yeah, a
and I
lot of
mean, I
guys
know
don't know
about
this.
him.
Yeah.
We know about him because he was a menace to us at San Diego State.
Jesus, man, Jesus. It took me a second before I didn't like you. I didn't watch too much of that, but I was like, man, why do I know that name? And I looked him up. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. Okay, yeah, like, but yeah, it's funny because I saw one piece or like, maybe it was just a tweet or something, but it's someone basically being like, the dunk contest died when LeBron said he was too cool for it, basically, and didn't.
Yeah,
And
I,
it's a
doesn't
bit of
happen.
truth to that. And you need guys, you need like the Jordans and the Kobe's. You know, he had a couple of times in it. The
Right,
Dominique Wilkins type, Vince Carter. You need those guys in it that do it for pride because
right,
they just want to be known as the best dunker. So yeah,
absolutely. You definitely.
but yeah. Other than that, NBA. Now that
But
we've
yeah, no, I like that.
post All Star
The All
break,
Star
yeah.
game itself, I thought was kind of fun, just because I think that allowed them to maybe want to. I don't know. I thought that they played, yeah, somewhat harder, maybe, just because shorter games. Um, Kawhi Leonard had a hell of a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. The All Star game itself. I thought maybe they should stay with that format. You get the young guys versus the old dudes. I mean, they're gonna, the young guys are gonna want to beat LeBron. They're gonna want to beat KD, and KD and them are like, well, hell, we're not done quite yet, guys. So, it was fun.
Yeah, right.
I enjoyed it.
But elsewhere in the NBA, on the court right now, just starting the second half of the season, about teams have played about 55 games or so
Yeah,
at the point. So, a little under 30 to go. Spurs right now, the hottest team maybe in the league, won 8 in a row.
fortunately, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they are solely in second place now, 5 games ahead of the Nuggets. They're still 3 behind OKC.
But the thing is, the Spurs they have OKC's number to the max. Like,
They do something about that. At the other end of the standings, man, the Kings have lost 16 in a row. Ooh.
my Mavs have lost 10 in a row before we finally won a game today against the terrible Indiana team. So,
Yeah, Indiana team who, along with Utah, got in trouble for tanking. I guess that's really the big stuff coming out this week. Beside the All Star game, is Adam Silver's come out and said that they will find a way to punish tanking or prevent it even this offseason. So we'll see
see what
what they
that
come up with.
involves. Somebody said the tanking thing is going to be you have to take on Paul George's contract. Oh man,
I mean, it's going to have to be some type of big monetary or I don't know, but I even saw one reading something where it was like talking to GMs, like they absolutely said that a top draft pick is worth 100 million. So team that money alone might not be
right?
enough of a deterrent. You
Yeah,
might need
I
some.
mean it is true. I mean, if you get a man, especially this year with all the people that this is going to be the most exciting draft, and I don't know how long,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. I mean, the only true, you know, way to prevent tanking is a promotion relegation system, but we don't have that in the
No,
NBA, and we won't.
no,
That's not something that. Oh yeah, owners aren't going to do that. They're not going to have a.
no.
They enjoy the closed league now. They
League
get the
and
revenue.
so
They
much
get the
more
most
money.
money. Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
As much as even just like a 3-tiered system would be cool. It's great for the fans, and obviously if you watch European soccer and kind of like you understand fully like how exciting
Yeah,
the toward the end of the season is, even when it's not not just the championship, not the teams going for the championship, but the teams at the bottom of the table, bottom of the standings who are fighting to survive and stay in the league because that's they call the English second tier. They the first and second team in the standings, they automatically get promoted, and then there's a playoff between the next 4 teams, or the winner gets to go up, and they call that game, to decide that the
yeah,
richest game in sports, and because you get such a bump from that revenue jumping from the second tier to the Premier League, and that's exactly why U.S. owners will never entertain
yeah,
any type of promotion
no,
relegation system.
yeah. Because for that one that takes the drop, boy, that's gonna.
Yeah, woo, yeah, because it cost you millions upon millions of
Oh,
dollars. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the NBA comes up with this offseason. see what
But
they can do there.
the only thing that's really crazy about tanking in the NBA is just as we well know, just because you have the worst record doesn't mean you're going to get shit.
Hmm.
You can still be very unlucky in the balls, as
I'm
certain
about to
teams
say.
just continuously find out. Like Washington has to be one of the most unlucky franchises because they always
Hmm.
never they never win, and yet continuously have terrible teams. Like my goodness, I feel bad
Yeah.
for them. So it's like it's crazy.
Yeah. Um, that everything I got. Anything else in the world of sports you want to hit on before we go?
Um, just was watching the Royal end of the Royal Rumble. So again, we're almost to another pay per view, Elimination Chamber. Would love to watch it. What I pay for with YouTube TV. Figure it out. You got till Saturday.
I mean, absolutely right, man. Like you guys have had this
Because
long enough
this whole thing,
now.
oh, we'll have by the end of 2026. Cool. But that's like,
I,
I'm like, did they not realize that that's like pretty much says basically screw you guys in 2026
hmm
when
yeah,
the
they
rest of the
first,
world is set up?
last year when they came to the agreement, they said sometime 20. And now they've been like, well, toward the end, and it's like, hey, man, like I don't
Well,
need.
then it's not like other sports where like your all your big events happen at the end of the year.
Hmm.
It's not. If you're like football, you're like cool. I get to see all the championship games and everything. Maybe it's not the worst. That's not how wrestling works exactly. So you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, like let's get this wrapped up, or like we said, at least give us like a send us a code or
Something.
something where we can log in, just for that event or whatever.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily have to have your whole thing that y'all the cool little thing y'all gonna have eventually. Like that's cool. That can wait
Hmm.
till the end of 2026. Cool, but yeah, let us have access, man. Like, like, re- like wrestling fans, we're a different breed, man. Yeah, but we want to, if we're paying for some shit, we want to, we know whether in this, elimination chamber. Then it's got to be SummerSlam, and then WrestleMania. And then it's gonna be SummerSlam, and then at that point, they might as well just not have it for the rest of the year. We've done already missed all the big events.
Hmm.
My goodness, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what the plan is with that. Especially since we've seen other people come sneak in there, like Cox came out of nowhere right before, seemed like the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, well, I didn't even hear about any talk about the agreement, and then all of a sudden they had access, and I'm like, well, we know we were supposed to have access soon, but like, let's figure it out.
Yeah, it's YouTube, and then is it still Comcast that they're still having problems too? Which is crazy, man. That Xfinity Comcast would.
But you would think it's enough IT people on both sides to get it figured out.
Hmm.
It's 2026. There's smart people everywhere. Like, should be a quick fix. It's a way to get it done. Like, I don't know exactly what the holdup is, but man, yeah, yeah. Give us a week by week, pay per view by pay per view code. Yeah, like you said, while y'all are figuring out everything for the mainstream long term, give us give us something. Get
Yeah,
out
give
somehow.
me do something. Yeah, just do something, or at very least, maybe YouTube or somebody throw us a little money at the end of this when we finally do. Be like, hey, so our bad it took so long. Like, here's
Yeah,
a
something.
whatever. Like,
It's just like, man, it's
yeah,
crazy.
it's bullshit. Yeah.
And you would think it's enough wrestling fans that I'm sure people complain enough, but I just don't know who exactly to complain to.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. I know I'm supposed to be mad at somebody. I don't know who, but y'all figure it out.
because I don't know if it's a ESPN thing, if it's a YouTube thing, if it's a WWE thing. Like, who's to blame for this?
Right.
I don't know.
Either way, fix it. Somebody fix it.
Absolutely. Because I like Elimination Chamber. I think it's usually pretty entertaining. Of course, a big storyline for WrestleMania itself. So I mean, it's kind of the feed up to the WrestleMania, more or less.
Hmm.
I guess is what it is.
Indeed. So it goes. The fans are always
The
the
people that
ones
get
to
screwed.
suffer. Exactly. Yeah.
Especially since we can't afford to go to events anymore. My goodness. Like so I had a friend who lives in the Memphis area, went to Raw, I think last Monday, and they had great seats and stuff. He paid $1,600 for Monday Night Raw.
Ooh, man.
4 tickets. Great seats, phenomenal seats. I'm thinking, honestly, that's what you should be paying for like WrestleMania.
And yeah, and I've seen a lot of complaints out there about WrestleMania prices right now. So even I think even Matt Hardy actually came out and said like it's not worth it to buy that. You can just have as enjoy it that much more at your on your couch watching it rather than
Because
paying all
really,
that money. Yeah,
wrestling events in a football stadium is terrible.
yeah, that's too big, man. Arenas are where it's at for
Like,
wrestling, man.
you get a wrestling event in a football stadium is ridiculous because, first of all, if you're not down low, if you're on that second, third level, you might as well just look at the screen and stay home
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
there's no way
exactly.
you're enjoying and watching. There's no way. Like it's like basketball is almost bad enough in a football stadium. When you have your Final Four, and it's
Hmm.
always in like Jerry World or down at the in Houston they have it at the Allegiant Stadium or you know basically big football stadiums because they want to get the 70,000 in, and really your basketball even at your Final Four shouldn't be any bigger than a normal basketball arena. you know,
Hmm.
just because it changes a- the whole viewing experience. Like because I've been to like Jerry World to see college basketball, and
Hmm.
I mean it's still good, but it's just like man, it's just just completely different feel to watching in a stadium that's not meant for your sport. But, hey,
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I understand why they do it. Get more ticket sales, all that. But yeah, sometimes I'll watch some of these old things like leading up to the Rumble. I watched a few of them and like watch that '08 one in Madison Square Garden and how close
yeah,
everything was and how tight. Like it's just like man, that's the way it should be, man. Like
that's a
that's
whole different atmosphere.
loud. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everything, the sound stays in there, just reverberates, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because even like you think about it, even if the crowd is somewhat hyped in a big football stadium, it doesn't even seem like it's worth a damn. It's at times,
Mm.
you're like, why is the crowd so dead? But
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Even in the big arena or big dome stadiums, it's a little bit better because it keeps it in. But
right.
still, it's just like it's especially like with the Royal Rumble. It always makes it so awkward with how long they gotta walk to get to the ring, man.
Yeah.
It's one thing at WrestleMania because it's like part of the show and the spectacle, the long entrance. But at the
Yeah, but when
Rumble,
you
it's
got
like,
the walk down
yeah,
to the ring and you're like a mile away,
yeah, right. It's like, man,
well,
like what the hell?
you're already tired from walking down to the ring, and you got to get in and compete.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, but yeah, but
All right.
it is what it is. Overall, though, man, I don't know. The product itself is starting to get better again.
Mm-hmm.
It fell off a little bit
Yeah,
because
WWE, AEW heating up too. They've had some
yeah,
great shows over the past
they got
month or so.
some good stuff going on. WWE's gotten a little better too. Because honestly, it was that whole. Honestly, I don't think they had a real plan after Cody won his title. That was the
Mm,
focus for a little bit, and for a little bit, I don't think they had a plan. It felt like they're starting to get more plans and different people going, but I
mm-hmm.
really believe they did not have a plan after Cody won his check.
Dropping hints at a Cody heel turn and
Yeah,
Jacob Fatu back in the picture and
Jacob and Cody going at it. That's hilarious to me. It's
yeah.
fun. But Cody, yeah, definitely he's gotten a lot more. He just fights any and everybody everywhere. Cody's got a lot more
Mm,
wild recently, so we'll see.
yeah. But yeah, I think that does it for us. Like we said, we'll probably be talking a lot more Bama hoops and college hoops in general next week.
So, yeah,
Um, no more Olympics. Probably maybe pay a little bit more attention to the NBA now that things are starting.
trying to heat
Spring
up.
training starting here soon. Um,
Spring training. Yeah, yeah, they do.
yeah.
When of course, not paying super much attention, and all of a sudden got the alerts yesterday of games. I was like, wait.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh shit, wait, oh shit, spring training's here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that type of year. But like I said, really, college basketball is where it's at right now. That's
That's where my focus
the
has been
big.
so hard on college basketball. Like, well, that in the Olympics. Like,
Yeah, yeah, the
other
Olympics.
stuff,
Yeah,
I'm just like, whoa. So I'm gonna have to get back into the NBA. I mean, it's kind of hard when your team is trash.
right. Like like I'll every if there's a big game on every now and again I might look at it, be like, all right, what's going on here? But and then like with Pell's game, I mean they're not on national TV anyway, but I might check out some highlights like or something like that.
Right.
Like, all right, let's see. But like also it's like they beat the Sixers. Was that yesterday? Today?
Yeah.
Yesterday is one. And like DeAndre Jordan's getting significant minutes for him, like starting. It's like, damn, like what year is this, man? Like,
Yeah.
made some good plays. We did. Speaking of, we did forget to mention women's Bama hoops ended their 3-game slide
We did.
with a
Got a
win with
huge
a
win
win in
today.
Gainesville. Yeah,
Timmons dropped
but
34, I think.
yeah, but she yeah, but yeah,
But,
34 career high.
you know,
Tamia Scott
um,
added another 21 too. So
yeah, to me, Scott's been playing great ball as of late. So I like what they're doing. I've been writing pieces about Alabama women's ball just because that's less of a cluttered thing on the Bama Hammer site. So I can pretty much write what I want. No one's really trying to fight me for time on that or
yeah,
the topics. But, I think the best thing for Bama is going to be getting out of SEC play.
yeah, right. Playing some teams, yeah, out of conference.
Yeah, because, I
Doesn't
mean,
doesn't get easier for them either.
no, I
This
mean, it's not easier, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, this coming up week is crazy. I mean, South Carolina was crazy. Actually, we hung around a little bit. So
Yeah, till
we
the
were
end.
down
Yeah,
10 and a
so
half. We cut it down to 7 going into the fourth. I knew we weren't going to win, but I was like, and then we really went cold in the fourth. I was like, damn it. Um, and I feel like South Carolina didn't play their best game either. But you hate games like that because you feel a certain way about your team, and then that really lets you know there's a definite levels to women's college basketball. There's that elite level, and we're kind of in that second tier. We're making moves, but we're just nowhere near the elites yet.
yeah, and kind of at that bottom, that second tier too.
Yeah,
Like maybe even third tier, but like depending on how big your tiers are. But
but yeah,
yeah. So good win to stop the slide down in Gainesville
yeah.
today. They will
Boy,
play.
it's
Was it
brutal. We go to
Thursday?
Vandy
Yeah,
on
and then
Thursday, end the season at home next week against Texas. I mean, two
yeah,
top five
it's
teams, and
tough end of the season.
yeah,
Yeah.
so proud. I, don't- and then
Looking to stay in that first bye. You don't get the double. That's out of
yeah,
contention for us
oh
now.
yeah,
But if
no
you can
double.
survive this week somehow, you might be able to sneak into that first bye at least.
Now I did like was I looking at the women's bracketology that Tom not Tom Cream, but dude on ESPN, I know his last name is Cream. We were listed as a six, and honestly, we are going to the Durham region is where we're projected as of right now. That of course that's all going to change based on how this week went. Just nationally, I'm sure we'll be in a different thing, but it was like the Durham region. We had a 6-11, and we play, of course, Duke in the 32. Out of all the teams that we could possibly play, I mean, Duke is decent, but they're not an unbeatable team. That might actually be our most friendly type of matchup to get to the Sweet 16. A team like that, if we're gonna do it this year,
Yeah.
they're good, but they're not elite elite. It's not. It's a possibility. if we
Yeah.
play like a Duke team. But I don't know. It might be
Yeah,
hard to block
Charlie
it.
Charlie Cream's your guy.
Charlie, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, his last one was on the 20th, so it was that Friday.
yeah. So I'm
Had
sure
us,
we'll
yeah,
change
six
around a
seeds. So
lot this coming
yeah,
up week.
tough end of the week. Yeah, last week of the regular season for women's
Yeah,
college hoops there, but that actually does it now. I do believe I'm out of ideas.
that's
Uh,
it. Yeah,
So thank y'all as always for listening. Actually, before I hit that little spiel, thank y'all for all the donations on our GoFundMe
fantastic.
that we put up to help fund the site. This is something we do out of love for it. Just and fitting it into our full time schedules, all with families and work and just life in general. So we do appreciate it. It's still open. I think Blaine's going to keep it open for a few more days still. So if you have anything to spare and you like what we do, just throw a little bit of change at us.
Yeah.
Everything helps. Keep the lights on. Nothing is cheap these days. So yeah, thank y'all for the overwhelming support so far from that. Like we said, if you haven't and you'd like to check out the AlabamaTech.com sites there, all our socials, we all have links to it. Blaine's going to keep it open for a little bit more. Now I can do the spiel. Thanks always for listening. Subscribe, like us, rate us, do whatever your podcast platform asks you to do to tell them you love us. Tell your friends about us, tell your rich friends about us. If you want to sponsor, holler at us. You can find us on the socials at Taking on Sports. You can email the Alabama Take at gmail.com. Check out our new podcast. A couple new ones coming at you. Check out all the other family of podcasts, of course, Taking It Down, the TV podcast out there. And then, all of our other family of podcasts occasionally, drop nuggets here and there. And if you would like to write or pod for the Alabama Take, like we said, email that the Alabama Take at gmail.com. And Blaine will get you set up there. Keep it done up real good yourselves out there. Check out, like Greg said, he's right for the Bama Hammer. Check him out there. Get his thoughts on all things Alabama, particularly women's hoops. ESPN, YouTube TV, get your shit together. Let's see out there and the rest of the world, please stop going crazy. And yeah, keep it done up real good yourselves out there, folks. And Greg, buddy, I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.